What's up guys, it's Jamie. Welcome back to the channel. It's been a little bit since I put out a video. I apologize for that. I've been working on a couple projects that have been taking up a lot of my time. I hope to be doing a video on one of those projects in the near future. But for today's video, what we're going to be doing is talking about what we expect to see in the iPhone 13 when Apple announces it this month. There's a lot of rumors, a lot of things that are out there. I'm just going to give you my take, my thoughts on what to expect, what I think we're going to be seeing, and what I think about the new iPhone 13 that's going to be coming out shortly. Before we get started, I just want to take a quick minute to talk about the sponsor of today's video, Casetify. So I've been using the Impact case from Casetify for the past few months or so, and ever since I have got these cases in my hands, I have been using these cases exclusively. I switch back and forth between this sheer ultra yellow color, neon yellow color, and just the plain clear. The thing that I really like about these cases is just the protection that you're going to get while also maintaining somewhat of a thin overall size. Casetify has addressed this by taking their proprietary rubber technology and putting it on the inside of their cases for the impact cases. And this is going to give you on the impact case almost 7 feet of drop protection. And then here you have a version of their Ultra Impact case. The main difference is that you're going to have the G-Tech material on the four corners of the case as well. So this is going to increase your drop protection up to almost 10 feet. Another thing that I really like about the Casetify offering is just the options. They have so many different designs, different ways you can personalize your cases. So there's going to be a design for everyone that's out there. A couple other things I like about Casetify is a push towards sustainability. So these impact cases are comprised of 50% recycled materials. Additionally, the packaging that's going to come with the cases is 100% compostable. And then the last thing is that there is a antimicrobial coating that is put on all of the cases. This is going to kill 99% of bacteria. So if you are looking for a case right now or for the upcoming iPhone 13 launch, you can use my promo code I've listed below, and you can get yourself 15% off. These are great gifts for friends or family members. I guarantee you will not be disappointed. Okay, so let's talk about the upcoming iPhone 13 launch. So you can see there's a bunch of rumors that are out there. There's a lot of information. As we get closer and closer to the actual launch, there's more information that gets leaked from either case manufacturers or other companies that are out there. I think Apple's probably behind all of it, but you can get a pretty good idea of what we can expect this close to the actual announcement of the iPhone 13. And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know if it's because of what's been going on, but it seems like the iPhone 12 was just announced. And quite frankly, there is not a whole lot that I would really change with this device as it is as of right now. And I think that that's why what we can experience with the new iPhone 13 is going to be relatively minimal from an overall advancement standpoint. I think that, so what we're going to see is just a continuation of the current models or the current lineup as it exists today. So you're going to have iPhone 13 mini, an iPhone 13, and then iPhone 13 Pro, iPhone 13 Pro Max. So they're going to continue, it seems like they're going to continue that family organization, which I think makes sense. And out of all of those, I think the most built for consumer and probably the best overall value when you look at the iPhone 12 lineup right now, I think the best value is probably just the regular iPhone 12 and likely will remain when you look at the iPhone 13 as well. So let's talk about some of the things that I think we can automatically expect we're going to see in the new iPhone 13, and that's going to be always the same thing. It's improved battery, better cameras, and like an advanced chip for increased performance. And so I think that as far as I'm concerned, when I look at my utilization of the iPhone, the advancements we're going to see from like improved camera or the chip, like that doesn't really impact me all that much. And I don't think that it impacts the majority of users that are out there. I mean, when the night mode came out, or certain aspects have come out, you know, the three lenses, I think it added some interesting features, but to me, it wasn't like a game changer, and I don't think that it's going to be a game changer for the majority of people. When I look at battery, this is typically not something that I really get all that excited about when we talk battery life. I did find with the iPhone 12 Pro that my battery has drained tremendously. Like, I've never had to be someone that's kind of walking around on occasion and trying to find a charger, because I'm pretty conservative with my phone usage. But with this one, that's something I'm rarely am I going a whole day without having to charge my phone. And I think that has to do with just the 5G aspect of it. I think that with an upgraded processor, as well as a larger battery, we're going to have better overall battery performance, and then maybe that processor is going to be able to work better on and be more efficient when utilizing the 5G network, because I think that the main reason with the decreased performance on 12 Pro has been with the 5G, and it's all anecdotal. This is just my own personal experience. There's other people that are going to be much more data intensive. I'm just talking from an overall consumer firsthand experience standpoint. So another thing that always talks about when it comes to iPhones and a new release is the whole notch thing. And is it going to go notchless? Are we going to get a decreased notch size? From what I can see in the way that the design is right now, the notch is still going to stay. Maybe the notch is going to get a little bit smaller, but who cares? I mean, it's either the notch is there or it's not there. If it's like 50% smaller or 15% smaller, it really isn't going to matter for any of us. So from a notch, that doesn't really bother me, unless if they completely change that whole design standpoint and the notch goes away because of some different advancement in design structure. Then I get excited. Decreasing the size of the notch really does nothing for me. One thing that it doesn't look like is going to be making its way in the iPhone 13 that I was actually excited about was bringing back Touch ID in a different fashion, where it can just be on the screen itself and not have a different button. I think that would be an amazing technology to bring into the iPhone. I don't know how you go about doing so. If they could do that, I think it'd be amazing. It sucks that it doesn't seem like it's going to be coming in the iPhone 13. Another update that it looks like is going to be happening for the iPhone 13 is a 120 hertz refresh rate screen. Current refresh rate's at 60 hertz, and it's been the standard for a while. A lot newer Samsung phones have been upgrading to 120 hertz refresh rates for the screens. I'm assuming like we're going to be able to see some enhanced performance if you're fast scrolling through your phone, maybe through different video games or whatnot. But I think for the majority of people, if you explain to them like this is double the refresh rate on the screen, it's going to go completely over their head. So I don't think that this is going to be a huge crowd pleaser. But then again, it also depends on how Apple ends up marketing this. They can take their marketing genius and then people start thinking about the refresh rates on their screen and making it think like this is something that they need and why they need to upgrade to the newer phone. As far as ports and Lightning versus USB-C, all indications are showing that Lightning is going to still be the port that's going to be utilized in the iPhone 13 moving forward. Not sure when we're going to move away to USB-C. It would be helpful, seeing as though like iPads and everything else are going towards USB-C, but it seems like Lightning is going to be here in the iPhone for the foreseeable future. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about my thoughts on the iPhone 13. Specifically, I'm going to focus on the Pro models because I think that those are most likely the ones that I'm going to purchase. But I think that if we all think about it, this has been like a weird year. And there's a lot of products that either been from many different manufacturers across different verticals that have either been tremendously delayed or canceled, or we don't even really know what's happening with them. And a lot of it's just because there's been tremendous issues with supply chain. So I'm very curious to see what Apple is actually going to deliver on versus potentially what they were planning to do that maybe they needed to adjust. My prediction is that we had a tremendous overhaul when looking at the iPhone 12, and traditionally that next iteration wouldn't be as big of an advancement. And so when I think you factor that in, as well as looking at everything that's gone on through the pandemic, I think it's two areas to show that iPhone 13 this year, I think, is probably going to be a little bit underwhelming from an advancement standpoint. If I'm being honest, when I look at all of the different rumored feature enhancements that are coming out for the iPhone 13, there really isn't anything that gets me overall excited. I think that for the most part, I would really appreciate just a refinement of the current device. So I've had many issues with the 5G capability. So the phone will continually switch between 5G and LTE, and I'm on the Verizon network. I'm not sure if that's a Verizon thing or an iPhone thing. I think that it's probably a combination of the two, but there's so many times I'm having issues with the phone reconnecting, dropping calls because it's switching from 5G to LTE, to just getting any phone service whatsoever. So I would rather them just take the current design and just give those minor improvements to increase the overall efficiency, effectiveness, and just package of the current device while elevating in other areas. I don't think that we're going to see like a real departure from the current design elements that we're seeing. You know, the flat edge. I think it's like a rather attractive design. The thing that I want to make sure is that I want Apple to get a little bit more creative with their colors on the Pro line. I think that it's interesting to put in like one special color every year, but I think that we can do a little bit more. I think we can get a little bit better. And so I'm hoping that if the design is going to stay relatively the same this year, maybe switch it up a little bit from a color perspective. There's so many different combinations. They have such a great canvas to work with that throw some creativity in there. I know we want to keep it like sleek and minimal, but I think there's really elevated ways to achieve that by steering away from, you're going to have your classic colors, but put some interesting new takes in there as well. I think just one special color, you know, we had the midnight green, then we had the Pacific blue last year. I think there's opportunities for some really, really awesome color combinations. So I hope that we get to see some of those. That's all I have for you today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Comment below and let me know what you think we can expect for the iPhone 13. Also, don't forget to use the discount code below if you want to pick up a case from Casetify. I will catch you on the next video.